Hello world, this is Dream Alchemist here, and today we're going to be discussing Virgil Abloh's 3% rule. If you've been in the fashion space or the design space or creative space in general, you often hear people who say they try to innovate talk about the 3% rule a lot and use this as a yardstick to measure what it means to innovate in the space. I've always thought of the rule as horse caca or shit for the longest, because you don't need to be an astrophysics level mathematician to know that 3% of something will never change the thing entirely or make something completely new. But often you hear people in the creative space use this as a reason to say they've made something new when they take something that they're referencing and just barely even tweak it at all and say they're innovative or they're not copied. I mean, changing something by 3% at most would be you customizing that item, which I have no problem with customizing. I do love customizing myself. These are customized. Customization is not the same thing as innovating. Now we'll get into where people actually got the 3% rule. I've always thought that had to be a comprehension issue or a misinterpretation. And recently I had the chance to watch that hour and 30 minutes lecture Virgil Abloh gave at Harvard. That mention of that rule came from. Right off the bat, I guess I was right about what I was talking about, because he didn't even mention it to be a rule. He said it was a 3% approach. An approach is not a rule. It's merely a method or direction you're taking to do something. Moreover, in the creative space or art space, there are no solid rules per se that you can follow. All you can get is heavy suggestions or perspective from people that have done it before you, and someone being a well-respected or a successful person in the space doesn't make them a creative god or griot. Can give you really good advice and really good perspective and open your mind to approaches, processes, and ways of doing things. But that doesn't mean you must follow that and take that as scripture. Secondly, on the 3% approach, we should be calling it the approach now, he said jokingly, and I quote, "I'm only interested in changing things or tweaking things by 3% now because I am tired." He was making it known that he's doing that in that period of his life or in his work, and that is not what applies to everything he has done. He did know technical stuff, he did do his research, he did specialize in some things, and express himself the way he wanted to express himself. May so rest in peace. Yeah, you don't need to quit that. Go learn something